simply because it's better lighting in here. Sadly, I'm in the bathroom of my hotel room. So, as I said last time, I was probably only going to make these videos every couple of days. Interesting things actually happened. Last night was awesome. We had a friend of ours, one of the guys on the chorus, Jazz. He's never been to a strip club. Oh my god. Okay, so from the time we walk in there, we find our seats, somewhere to sit and like watch all the boobies fly and all that kind of shit. We, oh my god, he had a grin on his face, like, it was like a grin, like it was the first time he found his penis. And he realized, oh my god, I can do things with my penis, and it's pleasurable, and it feels good. That's pretty much the expression he had on his face. It was absolutely fabulous. It made my day. They got lap dances, and like, I guess here in the States, table dances, $10 or whatever, and they're more common because VIP is like $150, and then you got to pay $60 on top of that for the room. And I think that's a little ridiculous. But apparently I think a lot of the prices here in the States are ridiculous if you watched my last video. So yeah, I was completely, utterly shocked. It was a little awkward to me, but I mean, I used to bartend in strip clubs. So strip clubs to me are not an uncommon place, and it was actually quite interesting. So we had a couple of guys with us. So we had Jazz, and he'd never been to a strip club. So the guys took full advantage of that. We had our buddy Nick, and Nick, he's married, and he has a kid, but he obviously enjoys the strip club, and him and Jazz work in the same section back home, so the two of them getting in on that was pretty cool. He was pretty happy with the strippers. And then we had Dan. Dan, unfortunately, he wasn't really big, like, not that he wasn't big on the strip club, he was having fun, and he was drinking and stuff, but he just never found anything that, you know, made him think, oh, I want that. I want it. I don't want it right now. So it just wasn't, you know, he was cool. He was chilling out. We had this one guy, Clark. Well, Albert's his first name, but whatever. We call him Clark. And so he just got hammered. Oh, did he get hammered? It was awesome. It was epic because we all went to like Steak and Shake after this or whatever, right? So. Steak and Shake's this like awesome restaurant. It's like old diner style, cool stuff. So and then we had this other guy, this guy JD, and he was originally born in some African country. I don't remember, but apparently he has a big love for strip clubs. Like when we left, and I drove right. When we left, he was like, no, I'm just gonna take a taxi back, and we're like, dude, you got a flight in the morning because he was from the other course. And he's like, no, I'm going to take a taxi back. I was like, okay, bud. Have fun. And I think he went to the VIP like 3 times. So that's like all just stupid amount of money. And I think he probably spent another $700-800 there last night, which is fucking hilarious. So we did that. And, Scotty. Our boy Scotty came with us, and he's hilarious. He has the dumbest grin on his face all the time, and he loves wearing this gray and neon green striped shirt. Absolutely ridiculous. So we go to the strippers, and we're there for a couple hours. The boys get good and drunk, and then they're bored, and then they're like, hey, let's go home. So we pack in the van, and then on the way home, they're all like, Steak and Shake! Steak and Shake! Woo! Mwah! Let's go! So I was like, okay, let's eat some disgustingly greasy, fatty food on the way home. Like, I'm not, like, squishy enough as it is. Just a personal opinion. We've got a Steak and Shake, and the boys are being ridiculous. So as soon as we get in there, there's this group in the corner, and it's a lot of, to be politically correct, larger African-American people. They seem nice. Scotty goes over and he says, hi, what's going on? I'm drunk, and blah. And I'm like, oh God, we're going to get shot. Oh God. And they go, and they're like, well, I hope you're having fun, lad. Have you found Jesus yet? Apparently, they were from this really big church down here. And I don't know what they were doing. Like, it was 2 a.m., like 2:15 in the morning, and they're churchgoers, and they're there passing out pamphlets to everyone. I mean, I'm all for it. You know, you got religion, and you're happy, and it makes your life better. I am not judging, but 2 a.m. in the morning in a diner. What the hell are you doing there? But anyways, so and we finally get Scotty away from it, and all the guys are making these ridiculous comments because they're hammered, right? And I'm like, oh God, please don't. I'm the only sober one. Oh God, you're gonna get a shot. We're gonna get mugged in the parking lot. Ah! But our waiter was really cool, and he didn't care. And I got the boys back into the van, and we took off, and then we went back to the hotel, and woke up this morning, and I was supposed to go and volunteer at this equestrian park because it's the only way I can get anywhere near horses while I'm down here without paying ridiculous amounts of money, right? So I was supposed to go to this equestrian park, and I said, fuck it. I was like, I'm not waking up. And I think the lady called me or something. I was asleep. I don't care. So I woke up at like noon and did some tanning, and then what was my next adventure? My next adventure was going to the mall and trying to find stuff. I found some really awesome stores. And then I tried on the clothing, and I was like, do I want to be this skanky? Probably not. So I returned and, well, exchanged for a different size of my Hustler bikini. I'm saying I don't want to be skanky and wear a Hustler bikini. But you know, Larry Flint's a genius, just saying. Oh my God. So and then I'm sitting there, and I was driving, obviously, as per normal, because I'm the one who signed out the van. I'm waiting for Joe and Scotty. Joe's another one of the guys on our course. And I go to the van, and I'm thinking, okay, did they finish their stuff and take off? And I'm thinking, oh God, I don't want to leave without them. And so I got really thirsty, so I turn off the van, and go back in the mall. And I'm looking around and making sure I keep my eyes open, and I get like, I order I just wanted something to drink, and they had this smoothie place, and I think, oh crap, I gotta drink a smoothie, it's gonna be thick and disgusting, whatever, I'll find something. And then I noticed they've got like a pop machine. I was like, yes, pop machine, good. And cherry Coke, yeah. Okay, so I was all happy about that. And I'm thinking, and I'm like, okay, how much do I want? And I was like, okay, so what are your sizes? Because sizes, okay, massive difference between things in the States and things in Canada. Things in the States are cheaper. Things in Canada are more expensive. But things in Canada comes in smaller sizes, and things in the States come in absolutely ridiculous sizes. Now, I found this in all cases. This is just generic across the board, except for one. McFlurries. At McDonald's, I am not kidding. Their small McFlurry is like this small. It's really small, and I was actually really impressed. I was okay with that because I like the proportions. But a small in Canada is more like this. Like it's actually like the size of their large, and then our large is like really big. And I don't know if maybe it's just because the McFlurries down here are actually made with real ice cream, whereas ours are made with ice milk and vanillin. But I was shocked. I was like, you expect to go into McDonald's and get this meal, and it's huge, and it's been exponentially bigger and such a less price. And you think, oh God, no wonder the obesity rate in the States is so far ahead of Canada besides the population size. Yeah, I was really impressed. But anyway, so I go and get this Coke, and I asked for a medium, and medium's fine, and she's like, oh, but the large is only 20 more cents, and you think, oh, 20 cents. What are you going to get with 20 cents? So I give her the amount, and the large must have been like an extra large, or this is like a movie size large, because it was this big. It was this big around. That is ridiculous to me, but it was a lot of cherry Coke. So I was happy just because they had cherry Coke. You guys have like so many flavors down here. If you're watching this and you're American, I love your Coke varieties, especially like at the movie theaters, like an AMC movie theater, and it's like a video game of soda, as you call it. We call it pop, but you guys call it soda, and whatever. So anyways, and it's like a video game, and you get to choose all these different things, and then when you choose it, there's another menu. So you choose Fanta, and it's like every kind of Fanta you can get, or Coke, and it's like every kind of Coke you can get. It's awesome, and that just made my day when I went to the theater. But anyway, so back on track. So I go and I get my drink, and I go back to the van, and I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, okay, let's see if they're walking around the parking lot. So I'm driving through the parking lot very slowly, and I'm keeping my eye open, and I didn't have my glasses on, I should have, but whatever. And so I'm driving along the parking lot, and I come around this corner, and then all I see is this blur of neon green, and Joe's shirt today was neon green, so like every green shirt I saw I thought it was Joe, and then it wasn't Joe. But I see this blur out my passenger side door, and I like just hit the brakes, and I'm like, oh wait, it's Joe. And and they're getting in the van, and they're like, oh my god, we thought you were leaving without us. I was like, I thought you were leaving us. So that was exciting, I guess. But and so after that, I get back, and I get out of the van, and then my buddy Dan walks out of his room, and he's like, and I'm like, oh, where are you going? And he's like, well, I have to get some cream. Might go down to Walgreens, which is like around the corner from the hotel, like 2-minute walk, right? And I'm like, oh. Well, were you going to Walmart or something, or do you need the keys? And like, here's the van if you want. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, where are you going? And he's like, yeah, I might go to Walmart. I'm like, I should go to Walmart. Let's go to Walmart. So we went to Walmart, and I found some cool stuff and some really awesome beach towels, one for me, one for my mom, when we're here, because the towels they provide with the hotel at the pool, not exactly the best for covering your entire lounge chair. Yeah, but anyways, so they're all pretty, and they're fancy, and they're colorful. So, did that, came back, and I figured, oh, I'll get in the pool. It's a little hot today, it's kind of nice, and I got a fancy new Hustler bikini. It's like super pink. Love it. I might see it later at some point, whatever. So anyway, so I think, okay, well, I'll go and do all this and go swimming. And I go there with my new towel and my new bathing suit. Nick and Jazz and Vince, Bebo, we call him Beebs. Yes, Bieber. So we go and we're sitting down, and I go over. I'm gonna go in the pool. And the guys are like, "Hey, want to go to Red Lobster?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. When? Now." So I go back to my room, and 30 seconds later, I'm walking back out of my room in my same dress that I've been wearing all day. And we walk to Red Lobster, and we have our Red Lobsters. Now, on our way, like, before we left for Red Lobster, it was me, Jazz, Nick, and Beebs going to Red Lobster. We asked Joe, Scotty, Schwinn's another guy, of course, and Dan if they wanted to go. Dan said he didn't want to go. He doesn't like seafood. Cool. The other guys are like, I want to go now. I want to go later. Whatever. And we're like, yeah, okay, fine. We're going now. We're hungry. Nick's going to eat a cow, literally, if we don't go now. So, and it's Shrimp Festival, so we're all excited. So we go, and we were walking, and we walk over to Red Lobster. And as we're walking, like, we get across, like, there's this major intersection. So we have to go across it, and then across the other side again to get to Red Lobster. Like, we were literally kitty corner from where the Red Lobster is. So as we go across the one section, and we're waiting to go across the other section. Here we see Dan walking down the street, and we're like, really? You couldn't just come with us when we wanted to go? So he comes in, that's fine, and we get to Red Lobster, and we get our seat, we're getting to the point where we're having our appetizers. Who walks in the goddamn door? Joe, Scotty, Schwinn. We're like, wow, guys. Awesome. Couldn't just come when we wanted to. You're special. And then we're teasing them or whatever. We're like, yeah. So, and Schwinn walks over to our table, and we're like, Schwinn, come on. We got a 6th seat. Take a seat, man. Like, hang out with us. You know the married couple wants to have a little romantic evening to themselves. And and he's like, no, man. And we're like, come on. You know they want their private time. Joe and Scotty are like this. And they're glued together. They do like everything together, and it's really funny because when you hear them argue about stuff, they literally sound like a married couple, and it's the funniest thing ever. And it bad enough that Joe, Scotty, and Schwinn all like went shopping the same day and got themselves like almost matching striped neon green and gray striped shirts or whatever. I think Joe has like green and black stripes. Schwinn has like green and gray, and Scotty has a tank top that's like green, white, and gray. So they all look alike, and it's absolutely ridiculous, but it's really funny. And so they're all like matching. Anyways, so we leave.